Welcome back, everybody, to Argos Anonymous. I'm Argos. We're going to talk about nostalgia today, just for fun, because I've been selling like a large volume of things around my house recently. I've been like basically literally walking through the house, taking pictures of things, putting it up on eBay and like Facebook Marketplace, silver coins, MetaZoo, MTG, Pokemon, old card games like the NARUTO, CCG, just a bunch of stuff. We're trying to raise money for a new business. And so I've come across some interesting things, and it had me thinking about like the concept of there are periods of time in our lives where we go through because of a life change, or maybe we're moving or we're buying a new house or starting a business or whatever, where you like start to lighten the load and sell some things and maybe raise some capital or just get rid of stuff, right? And then you end up finding these things that you have this emotional connection to because of, like, you know, the history of your life, like things you've experienced or whatever. And that's where I've hit now, where I've hit this point where I find something and I go, I don't think I can sell that, or can I, or will I regret it if I sell it now and don't have it later? And I remember in my 20s there were some times when I sold off some old MTG stuff because I needed money for some random thing, and some of it I did need it at the time, and some of it I don't know, I sold it and I wish I hadn't, right? Not because of the value today, but because I just really loved the experience that I had with those things. And so that's what I come across. I just wanted to share some kind of fun old like collectible items with you guys that I came across as I've been looking for stuff basically to raise money. And one of them is this old MTG box. This is Lorwyn from back in the day, back when I think when MetaZoo, or not MetaZoo, sorry, I'm so used to MetaZoo stuff, when MTG made boxes that were like really interesting, cool boxes. This is like from that era. I think modern MTG boxes just don't have what old MTG has. Anyway, this is a Lorwyn box. I usually keep it in an acrylic case, just to keep the dust off it, basically. But just a beautiful box, beautiful artwork all over the box. They put all this effort into how it used to look. Now I feel like they just kind of type the name of the set on the side of the box, but they used to like really incorporate it into the artwork in just a cool way. And this old MTG just gives you a glimpse into how MTG used to be in a simpler time for MTG. And Lorwyn is just a classic thing. I haven't followed up on values of these things really. Last time I checked, Lorwyn was about $1,000 a box, but someone told me it might be more now, 1,000 to 1,500 a box, just because of the rarity. Basically, I don't even remember what you can pull in this, but it doesn't matter to me. Like, I just see this and I'm looking at this, and if I could get $1,000 for this, the problem is I'd probably never buy. What is she riding? Is that like it's like a long-eared deer? It's like and there's a dingo, like a long-eared dingo. She's got like I don't know, man. All right, that's a weird plane. The problem is if I sell this to raise money today, would I ever buy one again? I don't know, probably not. Because I want this box of Lorwyn. This box that I've had forever. I don't really want someone else's right now. I want this box, you know? So I don't know that I can sell this. I think we're gonna have to just find other stuff to sell, and I'm gonna hang on to this because I think I will regret it later. I think I just love having this as a token of that time. And similarly, man, I came across this Guilds of Ravnica, like City of Guilds, the original MTG Ravnica box. I had this up on a shelf, and again, a similar thing. I pulled it off because I was like, well, I could raise some money from this. I don't know what this is worth. $600, $800, $1,000. I don't even know. I haven't even looked yet because I just look at this and I go, man, I used to play so much MTG during the time when this box came out, and I don't think I can sell it. It's just such a cool era of MTG. Let's pull the top off so we can like appreciate this old MTG art that you probably can't. I don't even know if they could do this anymore. They'd probably say like Snake Lady, like that's a stereotype, or I don't know if it is or not, but you know what I mean. We can't have artwork depicting a woman with snake hair. Who could possibly do that? Look at that. Rulebook not included. New players should begin with a Magic the Gathering core game. They're like warning people that this could be slightly more complicated. Of course, in the world of playing MetaZoo, we know that nothing MTG could ever be as complicated. Speaking of which, MetaZoo just updated their tournament rules. Kind of interesting. I guess that's a whole video in and of itself. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can sell this. You know, I think I would regret it if I went to raise money. I mean, I'm gonna sell a bunch of stuff. I've been selling a bunch of MTG. I've been selling like MTG booster boxes, running on my eBay account all weekend. But I stopped. You know, I sold Kaldheim, Commander Legends. I sold a bunch of stuff, and I just stopped at City of Guilds and Lorwyn. I just couldn't do it. Been selling a bunch of MetaZoo stuff as well, but I got to like I got to these things, and I'm like, obviously I can't get rid of my content creator medals or like the partner card that MetaZoo made. This is Argos on it. I mean, how cool is that, you know? Or like this cactus cat because he's like my spirit animal. Just certain things that I think no matter what, I know I can't sell this. So this gold, I sold a PSA 3 gold supporter medal that belonged to someone else, but like I gotta keep the gold supporter medal or like some of the old art cards. I just love these things so much. I always obviously I have an insane amount of MetaZoo, so um, keeping MetaZoo is not a problem. But I just mean like I'm just looking at what do I have the most, you know, sentimental connection to, and this is some of that stuff. MetaZoo's gonna be that way for a lot of people. You know, no matter what happens to MetaZoo, MetaZoo has a collector's base of thousands of people and really avid fans because of the cryptid connection. And you just have people who collect Bigfoot and Mothman and all, and Chupacabra or Piasa Bird. Like everyone's kind of like focused on their cryptid, you know. And MetaZoo's just it's gonna have an audience forever, whether it gets bought out by another company or pulls itself around, you know, with the current management just making big changes, or like keeps the same ownership but shuffles management, or whatever it does this year. MetaZoo is always going to have a base of people who just think back to this time or just come into it new and love the cryptids and start collecting. It's always going to have some kind of fan base similar to, I think anyway, like the Naruto CCG. This is another box I came across. This is Path to Hokage original Naruto collectible card game booster box, and I have two of these. So I put one up on eBay, but the other one, I used to play this game competitively. I used to like play events and drive to tournaments, and I loved the Naruto show, and so I got into the game when this game was out about what was it, like 18 years ago. That was a long time ago, but it was really fun. And so I have a bunch of Naruto cards in a binder, and I have like a competitive deck, and I just don't think I can get rid of them. You know, I've got to keep something, because every now and then, even if it's like once a year, or in a few years from now, someday I'll open those up and I'll remember all that time, and the good memories and the fun that I had, you know, decades ago. And I just think, I don't know, I want to keep a token to that. And that is the power of nostalgia, is that it's really hard to put a price on personal experiences and positive experiences that we had. Which brings me to this. I have this commander deck that I just call my nostalgia deck. It's a Boros deck. It's not going to win all the time. This is MTG, obviously. You know, it can get outclassed by any craftier deck, but because you're putting all your eggs in one basket and hoping it'll come across. But I just love the cards in this Boros commander deck, because it just brings back so many memories of older times. This is a third edition, like a revised MTG Dual Land Plateau that I pulled as a kid. You know, one of the ones I saved. I used to have a ton of these. I used to have a full playset, like 4 Dual Lands of the whole revised set that I just pulled out of booster packs when I was a kid. And I sold it off at some point, like a long, way before they were worth any money. I sold the whole set when they were like $20 a card. And at the time, it seemed like it was so much money, because they used to be like $5 or $10, and then they were 20, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a ton of money and selling all my duels for $20. But I kept a couple of them, including this plateau. Similarly, I pulled this Argivian Archaeologist out of an Antiquities booster pack when I was a kid. And so I just remember, you know, this reminds me of like Friday Night Magic at a sports card store. Before it was called Friday Night Magic, we used to just play Magic on Friday nights. It wasn't even branding. It was just like, that's what people did, which I'm sure is why they ended up actually branding and pushing the idea of Friday Night Magic, because that's what everyone was doing anyway. But just cool, man. I love this deck. Force Field from an Unlimited pack back in the day. Used to love this card. You know, these things now that like aren't broken in MTG used to be so broken. things where you just couldn't die or couldn't take damage. Wheel of Fortune, nobody used to care, and then now it's this incredible card. So funny. People just had, nobody cared about these things back when we were pulling them out of packs. Nobody cared. $3 card, right? $2 card. You could just trade for it. You'd rather have a Savannah Lions over a Wheel of Fortune. Savannah Lions was OP. 2 power for 1 cost? Now, of course, Wheel of Fortune is insane. Anyway, just a really fun. I came across this deck looking for stuff and realized, well, I can't sell anything in this deck because just playing this deck just reminds me of so many fun moments in MTG and just fun times I've had with other people and with the community and at different game stores over the years and places I've moved. Just being able to sit down and have some fun playing this, and then also just the connection to cards I pulled as a kid. I think it has some like beta. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we got like a beat up Beta Planes. Look at that. I did not pull this from a pack. I had to buy this. Maybe I traded for it, but I've had it for a very, very long time. I didn't play Magic when Alpha Beta was out. I came out shortly after that, like Legends, Arabian Nights, Antiquities. But anyway, got a lot of old MTG stuff, and I put some time into this deck, and it's really, really fun. It's really fun. And so as I look through, you know, like raising capital and selling things, it brings us back to this idea that just keep in mind as you go through life changes. You will buy things and sell things and move and downsize and upsize and like that. But you know, if you can, I'm not saying keep everything. Nobody keeps everything, right? Do what you got to do. But if you can, it sometimes is worth keeping something. Just keep something. You know, if you have 10 of a thing and you love it, and if you hesitate at all when you're like 24 or 26 or 28 or 34 or whatever it is, and you're selling off a bunch of stuff and you're looking at something and you hesitate and you look at it and you go, gosh, should I sell this? I love it so much. Sell 90% of it. You know, like if you need the money, sell some of it, but keep a token to remind you, because if you hesitate that much at 28, then there's a pretty reasonable chance that at 38 or 48, you will remember that stuff. And you might wish you had something left behind that you could pull out and connect to. And like if you can sell 90, 95%, do what you got to do, but just keep a little token that's not going to really change the outcome, then it might be worth it. Put it in a box, and then someday when your life has changed and it's stabilized or whatever it is, you might go back to it and just kind of enjoy looking through it. Anyway, that's all I have for now. Just wanted to share that little walk down memory lane and show you guys some of the cool things, cool to me anyway, that I came across while we're selling stuff to try to raise money for our stores. So hope you have a fantastic weekend. We will dive into MetaZoo. Just updated some like tournament rules. They're trying to simplify their game a little bit by reducing some of the icons and stuff, and so they just pushed out some official change to their MZOs somewhere in some private channel, and they shared that with me. So we'll kind of update that while we play some Cryptid Clash and show you guys some of the things MetaZoo is doing to try and make the game more approachable, I guess. And that's all I have for now. Thank you, MetaFam and MTG fans, or whoever stumbled across this channel randomly, for coming by. Hope you have a fantastic week. This is Argos signing out.